we lived outside Park City for a couple of years.
Maybe we'll all end up there at the same time and I'll get to meet you in person.
Yes, that was super fun.
I was trying to mute myself. My mouth, I hear myself noise. Sorry.
What'd you say, Sharon?
Oh.
You're just a little garbled. You got the fan on or something on you?
It's raining.
Oh, is it really? I don't go outside. She's outside all the time. It's like, why? I don't like it.
Because it's freezing and air conditioning.
I keep it freezing. When I talk to other guys, I don't know about you ladies, but we keep it at like 74 or 75. A lot of people are keeping it at like 72. What's Mickey like the air at?
He likes it cold. We have the air guy here right now to make it colder in the house, and I'm not happy with it.
Yeah, we've been through that.
That's what's happening.
I had to put a passcode on the thermostat once because she kept putting it up to like 75, 76. I'm like, what the heck?
I'd have it higher.
That's why I had to get a weight loss coach. I got to get skinnier so I'll be like her and like feel cold all the time.
Yeah, Sharon has like 1% body fat, so she doesn't have much to insulate her.
Right.
So I would love to hear how you guys are doing today before we get started. I think we need to start off with our cameras on and interact like it's a sizzle, like you guys are with us. Hi, Arlene. Are you able to talk? How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Good. We miss you.
Oh, I miss you guys too.
And you're right down the street. Come by.
I know.
Seriously. And Alicia, what'd you say?
I'll stop by one day. I'll stop by for a lunch and learn one day.
Okay, anytime.
I'll say he's coming by tomorrow. We got some seedlings ready.
Yeah, we do have some. Yeah, anybody who wants to come by tomorrow. We also will have Chuck Herbst.
The Herbst dog.
Dog.
What?
Oh, Katie wants to bring.
I'm so jealous.
Bring your dog, Katie.
Oh my gosh, he'll like eat your dogs. He's so big now.
Seedlings Saturday and bring the dog. We're going to go to the dog park at about 6 p.m. You can meet us there.
Katie's is probably in the other category.
Oh, yeah, the bigger dogs. It's like 50 pounds, 60 pounds.
So I feel like everybody who's on here is plugging into something nowadays. So,
Look, she doesn't carry the dog. You know it's big when she's looking down.
the monster.
Hold on, I'll show you him. The other day we got him weighed. He's 54 pounds now. But he's still very much a puppy.
Oh, hi.
Say hi, Blue.
Oh. He could
Chewing
go
on his leash.
We wouldn't know what to do.
So how's everybody feeling? I noticed we're starting to get a group of regulars on here. A lot of people that have been in the business for a while, kind of established. That it's kind of something maybe we'll talk about it in the leadership Zoom or something. But we got to get our newer people back on here. It doesn't do us that much good. I mean, if it's just people that already kind of know and people that are already at the Live, Love, Learn event and doing all kinds of stuff. And we really need to get a proper sizzle. To have a good campfire, we got to be throwing the new logs on the fire in order to like have it burning and be good, you know? So I think we're going to have to like figure out, you know, if this, I feel like quite a bit of people have gone back to work. Yeah, that's part of it. So yeah, maybe we need to look at some different times. Maybe we need an evening. Maybe once a week is going to work better. I don't know. Maybe if it's going to be a group of regulars, we could even shorten it up and do some blitzing during this time. Just do a quick encouragement and then blitz. I don't know. But
There were a lot more people on Wednesday. I think last Friday it was a little scarce too.
I think we were at 27 I look at the numbers. So 20 for me is the number where since the beginning, I was always thinking, as long as we get 20, if we're breaking 20, it's good. So then we got down right near 20, and I've never seen 12, or now we're at 13. And people come a little later than before, too. Yeah.
We'll show up later. Plus, we send out the reminder a little late today.
Jane, your time slot is 10 a.m., though, so that's interesting.
Nice.
Lunch might be hard for some people. Yeah, it's just something to think about. As leaders, I want you guys to think about this as how it doesn't just serve you, right? So, Alicia, if you get fed by this, that's good, but you're never going to get rich by you just learning more and more and you getting more and more inspired. If you don't build your team, it never happens, right? You're never going to get where you want to go. I'm never going to get where I want to go. So we need to think about how to best, always be thinking, how do we serve our team? What can we do? That's what Sharon and I are thinking. Like, what do we do to serve you guys? And even if you see value in this yourself, if it's impossible to get people on with us, then we're actually not serving you the best we could serve you. We got to start looking for ways to engage more. So if you guys have any ideas about some of your teammates and just what's going on, I understand Corona has created a whole different thing, but so let's combine it with how are you feeling, but also any input about that.
Doug, can you see how many people are watching on Facebook?
There's 2 right now. Some people are cool.
Yeah, I was wondering if once we got good with streaming to Facebook, I think some people start becoming dependent on the replay, right?
Yeah, I do think some people like the replay.
That's interesting. So that's good. That makes me remember that this does have quite a bit of value.
People love
And
it.
then I know at times, like me and some of the people on my team will tag people in the replay, especially if it's a lunch and learn that really speaks to something they may be going through. We'll tag them and say, watch this. This is really good.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we may even say at what point to start watching, like the time frame.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps too.
Yeah, we talked about maybe doing a Monday night instead of Monday day. We could do a Wednesday night instead of a Wednesday day. Friday, but I don't think that we would do it Friday night. What do you guys think?
So Wednesdays you had your highest number, right? Wasn't it Wednesday?
I didn't really look Monday.
Oh, it was Monday. So maybe stick with whatever day is working, the highest number at lunch, and then do like an evening for another day. That's a really smart idea. I was thinking nap times too, but you've got so many different time zones, you can't even pick a nap time. So for kids, because, moms try to get a lot done and they could listen during when their baby's down. But yeah, that might not apply. I think you're right. It's probably, they're probably rewatching it on Facebook.
Yeah, and I haven't been good about saying come on along either. Kind of like it's in place and we hope that people come on. I feel like September has been a little bit of a slower month for everything, maybe. Maybe it's because we're coming off the action game. I'm not sure. But also, I think people, like Michelle said, are getting back to work. So people figuring out schedules. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and kids back to school and
Yeah.
all that kind of thing. So
It is tricky having your kids home with you. I will say
Yeah.
that. Understand. So it is really, I love this though, Sharon and Doug. I'm so grateful that you guys offer this because it's incredible teaching and it's very encouraging, and your team is obviously benefiting or growing from it. So you're certainly doing things right. So thank you for serving like you are. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, Jamie. Good time.
definitely.
Okay, well, let's talk about some positive things. Then we're going to get to just planning. That was our topic for today. And also, it'd be good to hear how you guys plan. So I want to spotlight Alicia a little bit. Alicia's got a new team member and recently made sales coordinator. And I don't even know what it is. She's done a lot of certification classes and she's juggling a lot. So tell us a little bit about how you're doing it all, maybe.
I think it's mostly been a lot more networking and just excitement of trying out and doing new things that has given me the drive to reach out to people. That's been a key factor. And always following up again on people you've reached out to. I mean, the person I just added, I've been on her case for 6 months. Not on her case stalking her, but every so often like, hey, that tower garden you keep saying you're about to buy, what's up? and then this very last time that we connected, I was basically like, hey, we're like-minded people and this is something that you need to partake in. And I'm so passionate about driving my team with a person like you. We're so relatable. You're into personal fitness and mental, spiritual health, that I think the way I phrased it this time around really got her pumped up versus all their conversations were just about targeting her as a customer versus targeting her as a team member was a game changer in that sense. So when you find, Emma, please, when you find those commonalities and then you just continue to evoke those emotions in people as you're, sharing your passion for what Juice Plus has to offer to many families, that's really what's allowed me to lock in and join forces. And then my family too. My mom's been great. She's sent me like 2 or 3 leads. Tonight I'm gonna connect with my aunt and she's gonna get on the gummies. She brags about how smart her granddaughter is. She goes, it's those Juice Plus gummies. She's just so smart because of those gummies. And so then my aunt's like, well, I want my granddaughter to be smart. I need her on those gummies too. And I go, Mom, you can't make false claims that Juice Plus makes kids brainiacs. However, it helps in focus and the antioxidants and, just resharing the benefits of it has been key to, I think, my recent months' progress within the organization.
I think I saw you're having a salad party.
Yeah, the salad in a jar parties have been great at the end of every month at the Wellness Center. So that's also been very helpful in building the team and then getting people that come to those parties to buy from my new teammates.
Well, they're all somehow connected though, right?
Yes, they're all connected. Sorry, it gets a little loud here. That's why I always keep myself on mute.
And let's talk to Katie. Katie, you went gangbusters on the action game. So are you having your best month yet? Like, what's happening?
No. So I feel like I went all out during the action game, which was great because I hadn't been as motivated. But now I kind of feel like I slumped again a little bit. So, hey, stop. Gosh, I'm sorry. So I've been following up again with all the people that said that they were interested from that Lola text verbiage that Michelle had used. And I don't know if it's just because everyone went back to school or what. I'm not getting any responses anymore. And these were people who were like, yes, send me information. I want to sign up. So I don't know. I'm trying to keep trucking along, but I find that it's difficult when I'm not hearing back from anyone. So I'd be interested to hear if anyone is having success with that still, because it's the end of the month. And so we only have not even a week left to offer those free.
Breakfast, are you needing to leave in the next?
Okay, so you want to hear who is having good luck with the Add More Good campaign, and we're at the 25th, and that ends on the 30th. So let's hear who's been signing up from Add More Good people. Thanks, Katie. And thanks, Elise.
Hey, I have been having a lot of success with it, with the promotions that we've been doing and featuring children that have been a part of the health study and showing their results. And then it's almost like advertising on TV. Every other day I'm posting a child because I know people either didn't see the last kid or didn't see any of the kids, or they saw it, but it never really sunk in. So it's like constantly exposing. All I do is change a little bit of what I'm putting for verbiage. And then I'm making sure I put, if you decide to be, get your kid started, you can score some free shake. So I've gotten a bunch of orders this month because of this constant repetition. And now we're like, what? The end of the month is in 6 days? What? I don't even know the dates. But the 30th is the end of the month, and we only have a few days left for them to take advantage. So it's like, game on. You guys need to know this is it. We're not doing this again. So I think when people know that there's a deadline, they're going to take action, because a lot of times people don't like to take action, but giving them that deadline is helping more people to take action pretty quickly. And I just had someone who was a part of it. She ordered last month. She's already blown through her shake, and she just asked me to put in an order for the shake last night.
Perfect. That's what they're looking for. Awesome. Does anybody have any questions from Michelle?
Well, I like to comment. Jennifer and I were talking before everybody got here about mindset and the live, love, learn thing about it's a lot about mindset and stuff. But I would suggest for Katie, and I wanted to say it out in front of everybody because this is important for everybody, that our mindset's really important. It's the whole think and grow rich thing. Like, what you think about is what you become. So I think you have to be careful to label things. Like if you say, I'm in a slump, that's bad. You can't do that. You have to think, and maybe Alicia can, I think she coaches on this stuff and everything. So like just thinking positive, because you're not in a slump. I mean, you're killing it. I know the activity you were doing. You're awesome. They just haven't come back to you yet. You got to keep putting it out there, but you have to wake up every morning and say, I am killing it. I'm awesome. I'm moving forward. Is there anybody that's a guru that could speak to that a little bit? Hint, hint.
And maybe change the word from I'm killing it to I'm thriving it. Because even that word kill, like the mind, the subconscious takes every word literally. So sometimes when people are like, oh, wow, that's the bomb. And it's like, there's negative connotations to certain words that we don't realize we attract. So instead, just be like, I'm thriving it. I'm pushing it. I'm moving it forward. And just keeping that language is definitely very critical. Doug, I love that you always bring that up because it's normal for us as humans to get discouraged. But when you take that discouragement and you say, okay, it's not discouragement, it's just an opportunity and a challenge to make myself push forward and be more eager and just not give up, it'll happen. Like Katie, like my person, 6 months, I've been talking to her and literally like she'll ghost me like for weeks on end. And then she'll be like, I'm so sorry. I know that I've been wanting to this, that. And then when the day comes, you're like, thank God I didn't give up on.
Can we think of a different word than ghost?
Yeah, it's because the ghost. I know. Like,
what is it really that is making her not respond? Because I don't know. I hate it. I hate that word because
I do too.
Because I don't really think people are ghosting us. I don't really think that. I think they're busy. They're overwhelmed with life. They can't control their own life. So how could they do something extra?
Or when we say they're ghosting us, we're assuming that they're doing it on purpose and it's negative.
Right.
Like, could you imagine, Sharon, imagine when you do text me and I choose not to reply. That's irritating, isn't it? But if I just, oh my gosh, I didn't see that, So yeah, I don't mean to be all over you or something, and I don't even know if you really meant that. But I haven't coached you a lot. I care about you and Mickey, but that's really important, and I just want to see you be successful. And I want you to be an NMD so that I can play golf with Mickey at least once a week, because he said no yesterday.
I know. Well, that's the goal. I have to figure out how to, have him start peppering in some stuff or throwing more of his people my way that I don't know. That's the other struggle.
Something we were learning last night was really talking about removing the negative thoughts with your current circumstances. Because you can, if you say this is a down month, that's just how you think about it. That's not necessarily your current circumstances are not negative or positive. Because you could also look at your current situation and be like, you have a ton of people really close because of all the activity you took. It just might not be the right time. So in your circumstances and how you think about them, that determines your actions, and then your actions then determine your results. So over the long term. So that's something that we were kind of learning about last night in mindset coaching.
Is that different from the Love, Serve, Grow audio he did? Or are you in a different group, Jennifer?
Oh, that was from Love, Serve, Grow. That's Bob Heilig's formula for transformation. He talks about listing out your circumstances and then identifying what you're actually thinking about those circumstances. Because really, what you think is just a story. It may or may not actually be true, right? It's just your interpretation of your circumstances. So in really choosing to have a positive story about your circumstances, no matter what, will propel you into better action, which will always propel you into better results. Whereas negative stories, red light stories, it's always you're going to have weak action or no action, which means no results.
Okay. So yeah, when you were talking, Katie, I know that, and there's this thing called, what is it called, fanatical prospecting. We sometimes listen to sales things because we don't really learn about sales, in Juice Plus. So we listened to fanatical prospecting, and it talks about a funnel, and how many people you have in the funnel, and 3 months ago, what were you doing? And that it takes 3 months, sometimes for things to come to fruition based on 3 months ago. So I feel like you filled the funnel, Katie, big time, because she was doing better than most of us at the action game. So she talked to so many more people, like probably 300 times more people than she has for the last year. True or false? Probably. I don't know. 300% is what I mean, not 300. And so I feel like you filled the funnel, and now you just have to, keep planting or watering seeds and not expect that they're all going to come to fruition right away, because there's seasons, right now people are getting ready for school or whatever, so just continuing to not give up on those people. They didn't say go away or anything, and that's just part of the business. As long as you're keeping your emotions pretty level. Okay, well, I love hearing that. Oh, go ahead, Jennifer.
Stacy always likes to say your results now are from the work you put in 3 months ago. So it takes time for those things to happen. And then what Bob Heilig says is your results right now are from your beliefs of yesterday. So it's kind of the same thing. The work and the beliefs that you had will ultimately be what your results are today. So if we just continue to work, then in 3 months, we'll have even different results.
Yeah, I was starting to listen to Bob Heilig this morning, and he said, overwhelm, fear, something else, not taking action, all those things come down to belief. So, it is important to not have those negative thoughts or doubts. Doubts can seep in and go bigger and bigger. It's important to stop those so that your belief is higher in yourself and Juice Plus and the company, and that this works, all those kinds of beliefs that we need to continue to always keep in check. That's why it is important to stay positive. Okay. Anybody else want to comment on all that?
I wanted to just ask Katie if she had followed up with any of those people that she was talking to during the action game. I'm going to put some verbiage in here that I followed up with some people just to let them know, hey, by the end of this month, we have this promotion is going away. So let me go find it on Messenger and I'll put it in here. Maybe you could use that.
Yeah, I would love to see what you used. Yesterday, I had been putting this off for about a week now, but yesterday I finally sat down and just blitzed by myself and got all my follow-ups out. And I only heard back from 2 people out of the, say, 20, 25 people that I had messaged back. And I know that there's still more people that I can follow up with. I actually have a list of people that I started yesterday that I'm going to do after I get off this call. But I'd love to see your verbiage too, because that's the thing. Like, some of them are people that, I kept following up with for the Wednesday night calls that you guys all did, and some of them haven't responded to me in weeks. So there's like 3 messages from me, and the last time I texted them, I tried the approach of, oh, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm sending you so many messages now, but I think this is really important, or I think you'll really be interested in this. And still nothing. So I'm trying to figure out different approaches. So I'd love to see what you did.
Okay. And then I know Sharon has taught me to say, hey, did you get my last message? Like I do that all the time to people, especially on a Friday. Like Friday, kind of around 4, you do that. People are clocked out of whatever they're doing. And a lot of times you're going to get responses.
Yeah.
So just saying, hey, did you get my last message?
We
I
should-
use that all the time. And I tell my team, Sharon, is trickle down to everyone.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay, well, let's switch gears, guys. I want, let me give you a little overview of how conference is going to go next week. Is it too loud? I'm out in the rain right now. Okay. So that you can have just a general planning overview, but then I want us to focus on planning so that we have good life and work balance, right? And hitting on all the different categories of our lives that we want to excel in. So let me just first tell you about the calendar. So we've got Monday, Wednesday, Friday, lunch and learn. Saturdays, we're not going to do for a couple of weeks, okay? Next Saturday is our global launch, okay? It should be good to invite people to, and we're going to do it on here. We're going to stream it into Team Transformers. And that will be, you know, global people along with Bear Grylls and Gary Vaynerchuk. And there was like there was a whole outline agenda that was sent out from Boxer. Maybe also in the announcement. I don't know if I put that flyer in Facebook, but anyway, so next week is, you know, the beginning of Juice Book Live, but also I have been in the Fraser Brooks social media content, and I don't know how long I'm going to be able to be in there. So I want to share that with you guys. So I'm picking Tuesday, Thursday, 8:30. I hope that's good for you guys. And either way, I'm going to stream it into Team Transformers Facebook. But I've watched and rewatched some of that. It is so good. You guys are going to love it. I don't know when I could fit it in otherwise, because this Saturday, I already said that we're going to stream Carol Watson and Nyla Mason. We could change that to a longer social media on Saturday. So if you guys want to comment about that, that's a better thing than Tuesday, Thursday night. I mean, that still could be changed. And then, so there's that. And then, so Saturday is our Juice Book Global Launch. And you might even get a group of people together. You know, you might get a small group outside, whatever's comfortable, if you want. And then the following week, there's so many events for Juice Book Live. There's Wednesday night, Make a Life, Not a Living, or whatever. Yeah. Make a Life, Not Just a Living. That's part of the Juice Book Live, but it's on JPTV. Then Thursday is, and I'll probably get all this wrong. Thursday is the beginning of Juice Book Live US. Then Friday is Prayer Breakfast, then Juice Book Live US. The rest of it. Thursday, Friday of the 8th and 9th. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, those are the next 2 weeks, all right? 2 weeks. Okay, thank you. All right. So anyway, it's good to kind of outline that on a calendar. Here's I love this calendar. I ordered the wrong calendar actually for this year, so I have to do boxes. But I have this calendar that I've been using. It's like a teacher planner for when Matthew was in school. This is what we used, and I grew to like it. So it's called Academic Weekly Appointment Book. So I like this, plus, you know, also using my calendar on the computer, on the phone, alarms, timers, you know, all those things, right? But it's good to sit down every once in a while, there it is, and go through these categories of our lives and just think, okay, well, like next week, how would I like to excel in these specific areas? So I'm going to give you the specific areas, and then we're going to have some quiet time, and then we're going to come back and share. That's okay with you guys. So, and one of the things that sparked this was Natalie Baldock from Australia. I think it's Australia, yeah. She talked about what sparks joy with you, you know? And that's the first thing I want you guys to think about while I give you those categories. What makes you happy? What brings joy that you can erase negative thoughts that you may have had? Is it you're going for a drive, you got the windows down, you're listening to 80s funky music, or I don't know. Is it singing the Beach Boys in the shower? Is it petting your dog? Is it walking your dog? Is it going to the park? Is it going out? So think about right now and write down what sparks joy, because you want to be in that joyful space as much as possible, because your energy is what people buy with you. How you feel about yourself, how you feel about your life, that's going to be projected to people. And so you want to always try to be in your highest energy space, no matter what. It's going to make you happy, right? So what are some of the things? Like, is it going to the beach? Is it getting away for a couple hours? Like, I got away at an ice cream shop and just worked a couple hours outside of the house. That helped me. I went to the beach. I read a personal growth book. That helped me. Just getting out of the house helps me to rejuvenate and feel like myself too. Like, you know, we all were teenagers once. Like, what made you happy back then? So it's good for you to kind of evaluate that. You could even put that in the chat. I think that's fun. Like, what could bring you joy at any moment? You can turn on this specific song, like my new song, guys, is Watermelon Sugar. Have you guys heard it? I love it. I just blast it. I don't care that I'm doing the dishes, you know, if I have my watermelon sugar. So what is your watermelon sugar, I'll say, for you? What can turn brown upside down, whatever. Okay, so those are things that you want to think about, recreational things or things that spark joy or bring joy. Or maybe it's organizing things. You know, sometimes taking everything out of a place and reorganizing it because it drives you crazy every day, that might be something also. All right, so that's one of the categories, to be within your values of who you are and loving your life and being happy. All right, so here are the categories we're gonna fill in. Spiritual and self-growth is number one. And this is how, let's just talk about how you want your week to go next week in the category of spiritual and self-growth. What would you like to accomplish in that area? What would you like to focus on? Okay, so that's the first thing. And I love the word thrive. I said to one of my kids, if you would consider yourself thriving, what would that look like? So what would it look like if you were thriving in your spiritual area or your self-growth area? Number two is exercise. If you were thriving, or what would you like to get done next week in the area of exercise? Try not to box it in too much. I'm giving you some extra. Hi, Courtney. Oh my goodness, I see your chat. I don't see you yet, but I'm so glad you're here. Courtney was on with me for something. Okay, so we're outlining our perfect life for next week, Courtney, in different areas, basically. What we do to bring ourselves happiness, spark joy, thrive. All right, so the first category was spiritual / self-growth. Second category is exercise. What I love the thought of walking after dinner. You know, I feel like it's family bonding, it's getting out in nature, it's, you know, pumping up some blood, you know, whatever. So it could be walking after dinner. It could be that you want to lift weights, whatever. All right, so number two is exercise. Number three is family. Family, there's a lot, right? That could be that you plan out dinners for the week, or that you say, I am going to use all my groceries. Yeah. Or like, what would it be like if your family was thriving? Maybe you have family fun night. Maybe you have time, you know, maybe it's a friends or a family Zoom that you get all your relatives, or as many as will get on a Zoom, because you feel like they've been neglected or whatever. So what would be like a perfect thing to do next week in the area of family? Phone calls that maybe you need to make to long distance relatives, doctor's appointments that maybe have been hanging over your head and you keep thinking about it, but you haven't done it. What would make your life better in the area of family? Listening better to our kids. Those are just some of the things I wrote down. Attention, certain, like you could say, I'm going to pay attention to this child the most on this day? Whatever. I used to work with triplets, and she would take one triplet with her to the store and say, okay, today I'm going to focus on Matthew. I don't know where Matthew got his name. Focus on Matthew today and take him. I'm leaving you with Dana and Alex. Okay, next time she would take Dana or Alex. So she would make sure she was paying attention to all the triplets. Okay, number 4, values. You know, what lights you up every day? What else? Some reasons called values. Let's call it what brings you joy. What would you like to do more of next week, or make sure that you do next week, so that you are in your happiest place, your highest energy? What could you do daily that would bring you there? You know, listening to music. Like, I love that I got AirPods. I can listen to music anytime. I can also listen to my personal growth stuff. And I can do that while I hit balls at the gym. You know, what is there something you need to buy so you can listen to your favorite music? Or something you need to do so you can get out and go to the beach. Like we talked to Nicole once about going to the beach. Do what lights you up. Okay, number 5, juice plus goals. Things that you could work on. Like what would be a great thing to work on to build your belief next week? Or put on the calendar. Let's see, or a challenge. Like I know, I wish Melody was here. Melody, when we had the challenge to go live, Janie too. Oh my gosh, Janie did it. She went live every day. I think she's still going live, which is good. Like 5 days. You know, challenge yourself to do something. That's where you're going to grow. But also remember, do the things that you're good at and bring that into the business. You know, show who you are within the business. What could you do? What could you work on with Juice Plus next week? Next week is the end of the business month. Maybe you have a goal that you're going to reach out to 20 people for the Add More Good campaign. You want to make sure that nobody misses that. And hopefully you guys are writing down different things so we can hear what your ideas are. Maybe you want to finally learn how to read your reports. You know, get with your sponsor or your leader and do that. Maybe you want to clean out some of your Facebook people. People that you know maybe aren't sparking joy. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe you want to work on a memory jogger. It's been so long since you've done a memory jogger. Maybe you want to host a wine online. Maybe you want to listen to some videos that you haven't caught up on. So let's put that on your fantasy for next week under the Juice Plus category. Okay. What about some appointments you can make? This all still could go under Juice Plus goals. Who do you want to have coffee with? Who would you like to Zoom with or call? Any of those things. Who would you like to have lunch with? So that would probably stay under Juice Plus goals too. And then I had a couple other categories. What's hanging over your head? When I say that, what are you thinking about? What's hanging over your head that if you got it done, it would give you some relief? You know, what's hanging over your head? It might not be Juice Plus. It might be you need to make a phone call to somebody or whatever. It's good to eat that frog, and it's good to do it when you have the most energy in the day. So you can figure out when are you going to do that. And the other thing from the Brian Tracy goals book, this is just another general thing, is think about what one thing would affect a lot of those categories. You know, if you went for that walk, then you're helping your daughter get out of the house and exercise a little bit. You're walking the dog. This is me. You're helping your husband get moving. You're helping me get out into the fresh air. You're helping family bonding. So there might be one thing that helps everything, like having dinner with the family might help everything. Helps the budget, helps keep you healthy, helps family, all those categories. Okay, so should I even give you another minute or two? I know I talk so much. I'll wait a minute, and then let's hear from people, because we've heard enough of me. Oh, good, Kathy. We love it. Okay, I see lots of comments on Facebook. I'm glad you guys joined us here, though. Courtney, Lonnie, Debbie. Let's see. We'll try to address those things. You guys keep writing. Where is the promotion for that? Courtney, we could stay after and talk about it, but basically it's anybody who orders the duo or the trio children's health study, they can get a free bag of shake right now. You just go in and you put them in as a regular order, but you choose gummies with chocolate shake or gummies with vanilla shake. They get one bag of shake, $5 shipping. It's spaced out over the installment for $5. Does that make sense? It's called the Add More Good campaign.
I didn't realize that the $5 was going to be spaced out. That's good to know.
Yeah, if they pay on installment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lonnie, I was thinking 8:30 p.m. for the social media stuff. It's about 3 hours. One of them is 1 hour and the other one is 2 hours. There's a third one, but I don't know. Okay, you guys think you have your categories done? Raise your hand, give a thumbs up. This was really good for me to do, you know, and I think it's good for you to do on Friday, looking toward next week, or Sunday, looking for next week, or even Monday. But Monday, I feel like it's behind the 8 ball already if you do it on a Monday. All right, who would like to share? Let's keep it to like 1 minute. Share any ha-has or anything you're excited about that you think about that you wrote down? Okay, Jennifer, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
So for me, spiritually, I want to focus on the formula for transformation that I've been working on, and it's on mindset. For exercise, having my gym classes every single morning. And I really want to start doing these dance lessons with my husband in the evenings. I think that would be so much fun. Like we need just a little bit more physical activity, even though the sun's setting early. For family, we have dinner every single evening, so we want to continue. That is our time together. And our values, focusing on our fun activities that we love to do together, like kiteboarding and surfing. So that is our priority. And we try to make sure that everything that we're doing in our lifestyle is helping us get to do those things more often. And my goals, I need to finish my September mission, which is the retention point. It's some training I'm going through. I need to follow up with my team, and I want to have a really big push for the Add More Good campaign. I want to have 10 scheduled coffee chats this week, and out of those get at least three-way calls with Stacy. And the one thing I can do is to make sure I'm continuing to have early mornings. I get up with Chase, I start with some meditation and some stretching, and then that sets my day up well versus going back to sleep after he leaves.
Right, those choices. That is wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
That is wonderful. I'm loving that you have an active family because the husband and the wife are both active. That brings a culture for the family that the children will always have forever. They'll always want to do stuff like that. It's amazing. It's wonderful.
Okay, who else wrote some stuff that they don't mind sharing?
When you were talking before, I wanted to comment, but I just wasn't ready. So, and I don't know if it would fit into what we're doing now. So maybe afterwards, I'd like to comment on what everybody was talking about earlier about the way we're thinking and feeling and the words that we use.
Okay.
I can share.
We can't hear you very well with the headphones.
I know.
I didn't want to interrupt you last week.
Oh, see, it's my internet connection. So you can't hear me?
Oh, now better.
Okay, I just had to move my little thingy a bit. Okay, so what sparks joy? Dancing with my children to any silly songs. Like anytime like I need a mood shift, I just put on a really hyped up song and I just start dancing with my kids and I make them dance as crazy as they possibly can. What would make my life better in the area of spirituality? Consistently reading my Bible. I need to go back to that. Sometimes when I skip a day or two, then I feel like, oh, I'm lost. I'm missing my message that I know for whatever reason, we find a way to go right onto the page that inspires us. For exercising, I'd like to pick up jogging again, but to do it consistently 3 times a week versus just once a week every so often. I think if I were more consistent in that, that would up my health goals. Family, as far as what will make things better in family, I want to really hone in on focused one-on-one time with each of the individuals of my family. So alone time with Christian, alone time with Emma, and date nights with my husband. It's like, it's critical. I think it just solidifies the relationship between mother to child and then wife to husband. Value that I really want to instill is that of partnerships and everything in life. When you have good partners, it helps you push forward, whether it be related to family, business, friendships. My Juice Plus goal, I want to brainstorm with Michelle wine wellness because I seem to have a lot of girls that love a not excuse to drink a glass of wine. So maybe if I can get a wine wellness presentation together, I could finally convince him to get on the Zoom call. And then what's hanging over my head, I'm in the process of putting together an organization workshop that I'm going to start offering, and I gave myself an October deadline. So that's been hanging over my head. And then the one thing I could do that would affect all of these areas is time management, starting my day a lot earlier, like not sleeping until 8:30, waking up at 5 o'clock consistently, maybe even 4:30, and getting some stuff done while the babies sleep. So that's mine.
Great, that was good reflective time.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Okay, who else can share? Joy? Looks like the cat that ate the canary. She's like, I want to share, but I'm not sure I want to share.
Sharon, you know me too well. Oh my gosh.
In order for me to share. Okay, I'll do it.
Let's see. So spiritual. I would definitely like to do more of my more meditation every day. I don't have a schedule for that. I kind of do it, when the spirit hits me. But I definitely want to get more on a routine of doing that every day. Family. I am a empty nester, a single empty nester. But I would like to get on a schedule with having good conversations with my son once a week on the telephone. I check in with him every day by text, but I want to start having like phone conversations with him at least once a week. And then exercise. I want to continue exercising every morning. I took a break this week. I just felt like my body needed a break. So, and I have a goal for the month of October to do a run streak. So I was letting my body rest for that too. And early morning exercise, because that's what sets my day. That's what sets my tone. Getting up early, getting my exercise done before I start working in the computer. Goals, I want to continue qualifying my business every month. I'm super close to the what is it called? The Royal Crown. I always forget what the word is.
5
But
years and 1 team member.
yes, I'm super close. So I want to keep making that my goal each month. I think that's going to help me build my business and take me to the next level, which I am dying to do before the end of the year. Let's see, what sparks joy in me? I think, oh gosh, I don't know. There are a lot of things that I just love. I can say the one thing that saves me at the end of a day that's been a tough day or whatever is to get on TikTok and just laugh for about 10 or 15 minutes. It totally changes my mindset when I've had a bad day. So that's my guilty pleasure.
Oh my God.
What was that?
TikTok.
What was that?
It's
Oh,
TikTok.
Okay,
There's
okay.
yeah. So let's see. Hanging over my head, there's been something I put into place. I did a flyer and everything. I think like during the summer for a program that I want to roll out, and I have not rolled it out. So that is something I have to do in October.
Can I interrupt you? They call those things tolerations. If there's something that you're always thinking about, but you're not.
Tolerations.
Tolerations. Okay.
Like a coffee cup, but it has all these holes in it, so it drains your energy. It's like procrastination. The longer you put it on, hanging over your head, it's toleration. You got to do something about it so that you don't have to have it draining your energy all the time.
Yes. What I miss? I think that's everything. Oh, sorry, my phone's going off.
If you wanted to mention one thing that would help all the other categories, that's up to you if you figured that out.
Oh, what I think would help with all my other categories is mindset. So like that Love, Serve, Grow was really good last night. And then Michelle sent us a video of someone in the Juice Plus business and some of the things that she did to get to the next level. And it's mindset. It's thinking positive. It's continuing to work every day. And again, not worrying about the results, but just working this business every day, sharing with people, loving on people, serving your team. If I can do those things, I think they're going to help me in every other area that I'm trying to be better at.
And maybe not worrying about what people
think. Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Not worrying about expectations or what people think. You know, because nobody should be thinking about you. Right?
Right.
So we think we need to worry about what other people think. You guys are all awesome. Is there anyone else who wants to share their list or parts of it? You don't have to share all of it.
I can share a part. And Sharon, your microphone's a little choppy. I don't know if it was just me, but it's kind of a little hard to hear you. It's like in and out a little bit the whole time. I can't hear you now. You can't. Oh, now I can. But whatever you just said a second ago, though, you were silent.
Oh, I was muted.
It didn't show you were muted though. I don't know. Just so you know. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll answer some of these.
Okay. All right. Good.
Okay. So for this,
I'm listening to you guys too loudly, so then it messes up my microphone.
Oh, now you sound better. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So spiritually, I agree with Joy. I need to meditate more. And this morning, funny enough, I took the time to meditate for like 3.5 minutes. I set my timer. So it's something I have to do more because I went to the chiro yesterday and he was just like, yeah, you probably need to like just take time to be quiet and meditate. And he even says, so I was like, that was confirmation. I've got to get back to doing that. And that's part of the Miracle Morning too, that Doug added a link in here for. As for exercise, I'm kind of like against my gym at this point, and I need to like put my membership on hold because I refuse to wear a mask while working out. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. So I've got to ramp up my outdoor workouts and my at-home workouts. So got to do that because I know I've taken off like the last 2 weeks, and I'm doing the little things here and there, but it's just not the same. So that is a focus. Also, for family, we're doing a date night tonight for the first time in forever. We were supposed to do it a couple weeks ago, but it rained, and now it's raining again, but it's okay. So taking that time just one-on-one, and the kids are so jealous. They were like, what's date night? And I was like, we're acting like before we had you guys. Like, we're gonna act like we're free and just go on a date. So they were like, no, bring us back food, because that's all they worry about. So taking that time. And then as for values, what brings me joy? I think I get the most of my joy from helping others. So I think that's why I pour into like the team and to a lot of sidelines and all that, because it does bring me joy to do that. And then also what brings me joy when I'm a little down is listening to that Black Eyed Peas song, Ritmo. I don't know if I say it, but all I know, half of it's in Spanish, and I go crazy when it goes on. If it's in the car, if it's at home, and I just want to get hyped, I dance to that, and the kids think I'm crazy, but I'm like, I go wild. So that's my joy song right there. And my Juice Plus goals, I just got off the phone with my business partner. And yeah, my next goal is NMD, but then there's smaller goals in between. So my smaller goals are just helping my team get to the goals that they're looking to get to. And like Alicia and Joy are on here, and they are taking those steps forward. And I see Nicole's on here too. They're all taking steps forward to do that. So helping them as much as I can, and then meeting more people in this climate. It's hard to meet new people right now. So just trying to find ways to branch out and meet more people. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you. That's great. I definitely know you. If you could put that in the box, you or Alicia, I know she knows what you're talking about. Okay, Nalani, close this out here. What should we do about a positive mindset?
Okay. Putting it that way. Okay, so we get to watch everything that comes out of our mouths and everything that comes into our minds. Anything that we say after the word I, after the words I am, we get to be really super sensitive in our hearing so that we hear it in our hearts and in our head, because your cells are listening, your whole body is listening, and the universe is listening. So if I say I'm angry, I get more angry. You notice that when you say I'm so mad, the more we say it, the more we get it. Does that mean we get to pretend and lie to ourselves? No. We get to say, I'm working at whatever it is. So we're not going to lie and say I'm not happy, but I'm working at expressing more of my happiness. Because that, as was mentioned before, is what the brain picks up, and that's what the brain believes. It believes whatever you say after I am. We are not trying anything. If we try is to fail. So we're not trying. You're doing. We're doing it. I'm not trying to do this. I'm doing it. Anytime we say I am, I think that's the most important thing, that the one point that I could leave with everyone that I use when I'm counseling others. People don't know, my husband and I are ordained ministers, and we do a lot of counseling. And that's one of the things that we do, is help people to see what their thoughts are, because we do create our own world. We create our own dream. And getting back to when we were talking about what appeared to be a down time in our business, it's what we get to choose. It's what we choose. We could choose to look at it as a downtime. We could choose to look at it, as was mentioned, as a challenge. We could say, wow, this is an interesting time. I love the word interesting, right? Because instead of saying, oh, it was terrible. Well, that's interesting. My sister does that a lot. When I say something that I know she doesn't agree with, she says, That's interesting. So anyway, that's just a couple of thoughts on that. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Every single thing I believe more than ever now in our business is with the 5 beliefs. The belief in the industry, the belief in our company, the belief in the product, the belief in ourselves, not as a human, but in our ability to succeed in this business. Personally, my ability to succeed. What is my belief level on a 1 to 10? And of course, the belief in the integrity of your team. And so all of those together make the reasons why we either follow up or we don't. Or we think, oh, I don't want to be pushy. Or I don't want, if you feel like you're being pushy, then it's important to understand more of what you have your hands on. Because if not for something that you might say to someone, it could literally save their lives. Not that Juice Plus saves it, but you know what I mean? In the long run. So we get to embrace those 5 beliefs and live those 5 beliefs and strengthen those 5 beliefs. And I usually give, and this is the last thing I'll say, I usually give a resource for each one. So I ask my team members, what is your belief in the industry? It's about a 6, I guess, or sometimes I don't even know what the industry is. I don't care if they say it's a 10. I say, well, the best thing to do is to get the book by Robert Kiyosaki on the business of the 21st century. What about your belief in the company? We've got so many things online. We've got the research studies. So let's practice maybe 1 study a day, learning more about it. That will really, and well, that's the product too. But there are resources that we can ask our upline for to help us strengthen our belief in the company. Look at our 50-year record. Look at the fact that all of these institutions are not afraid to do our studies. Then our belief in ourselves. There are so many self-help books. Infinite Possibilities, the 4 agreements, and then the 5th agreement. That's a heavy one. Everybody's not ready for that one, but over time, we grow and we learn. So I think I've talked too much already, so I think I'm going to end it with that. Hope that was helpful.
Yes, absolutely. Well, guys, it's always, you never know where we're going to go. A lot of self-help today, a lot of mindset. I encourage you guys to look into this stuff. It's legit. It's legit. So thanks for being here. Courtney, glad to see you. Give us a smile. There she is. Legendary right there. All right. All right, we're going to play it out with some Ritmo. So you guys have a great day. And you take care.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is that working?